you go in with a plan and you want to capture some sort of emotion, but then the director's there with the editor and they have other ideas, and and sometimes they can make you look good or bad. That was an interesting process to go through and see something that you sign up to become a little bit different within marketing. And when all this sort of happened and they gave away that jump scare at the end, like they changed the name of the film, we were all a bit like, okay, what's going on here?
What is it you like to talk about?
Hi, patient. Hi. I know you're nervous. I just want to have a chat.
I'm seeing something no one else can see except for me. It's smiling at me. Oh my God!
The establishing shots that are 360 pan or the spin upside down, you have shots from a lot of different weird angles. Where did that come from?
I think like Parker and we talked about just, it's basically essentially the protagonist Rose is like, her life's falling apart and she's she's becoming very mentally ill, or there's this perception of that, and we just really wanted to show different ways of purveying that. And like her essentially sounds pretty basic, but her world is turning upside down. So things like that. I think one of them might have even been an edit choice. There's a couple. I know the opening shot, that was something we told our drone up, like we want all these skewed angles and go upside down and just get as weird and kind of crazy as you can with like shooting. It was downtown Newark, actually, in the surrounding area in New Jersey. As for some of the others, there were edit choices, to be honest. I was like obviously involved in the discussion about how to try and get a different feeling with the drone shots, but I know one of the car ones for a fact was an edit choice. They flipped it up, in post. So for better or worse or whatever, I'm not going to say that was a strong idea I had at the time. We shot it up right. But there is a couple though. There was definitely a couple that we knew that we were going to be traveling, and then it's not in the trailer, but like I know some of them invert, and that was a plan. But yeah, at least one of them I know was just something that, as I said earlier, like you go in with a plan and you want to capture some sort of emotion, but then the director's there with the editor and they have other ideas, and and sometimes they can make you look good or bad.
I need to find an explanation for what happened.
It's smiling at me. It's smiling at me.
This is my first studio film, and the whole process, I'm not sure if you'd read or aware of this, but it was meant to be a streamer. It was just going to go to Paramount Plus when we took it on, and it tested very well. And they decided to take a theatrical, which I'm like over the moon about, and it's just really cool to see people going into the cinema. And it's that stuff's a dream come true, just like to entertain and have people come into a cinema and enjoy it, and have a lot of people talk about it being a good experience in the theater and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it wasn't meant to be. But it was actually called something else. It wasn't. It's called Smile. And it's been really interesting seeing the marketing team and take it on and create something that can help bring people into cinemas. So in some ways, I feel like I don't want people to take this the wrong way, like I'm disappointed in the trailer or anything. It's not that at all. It's more just interesting to see that there's been a lot of comments about, I thought it was going to be about this, but then I went there and I was pleasantly surprised. Like, obviously there's elements of things like smiles and all of that sort of stuff. It's definitely there, but it is a little bit different. And when all this sort of happened and they gave away that jump scare at the end, like when they changed the name of the film, we were all a bit like, okay, what's going on here? I think it worked because it's doing well, but that was an interesting process to go through and see something that you sign up to become a little bit different within marketing. And then, yeah, I don't know. I found that I always think about that when I watch the trailer. It's it's great. I'm not complaining at all, but it's been interesting to sort of see how they've taken a few elements of it and really pushed that through.
I'm just really scared that something bad is going to happen.